Was thinking about the word absolute this morning, which I sometimes will use, talking about absolute reality, and sounds abstract, I guess, in some ways, what that means, the word. And the way I'm using it is the absolute is that which includes everything. That's what makes it absolute. Nothing is left out. It encompasses everything. It's inclusive of everything that appears is the absolute. That's what makes it the absolute. It's inclusivity of everything that arises, everything that's being experienced. And that's why we could say that this particular approach to spiritual exploration and discovery is the easy path, right? In the sense that you don't have to acquire anything. You don't have to um, somehow contrive your way into some particular experience or state of mind or circumstance, because the absolute reality um, abides, right? And it does so effortlessly because here is here is the absolute reality, right? Appearing as what we call experience already, appearing as your experience without lifting one little finger to make it appear. You feel the effortlessness of that. At the moment is spontaneously here, inexplicably here, and all moments, regardless of how consciousness may be rendering them, all of the moments are this singular, absolute, all-inclusive reality. In other words, it doesn't look any particular way. It does not feel any particular way. It looks and feels and appears as all ways, as all seeming descriptions and designations and characteristics and qualities. And so you don't have to go and find it. It is finding us, we could say poetically. It is finding us. It is being us. It is being itself as each moment, as each flashing forth of the instant. That's its, that's it. It has no limits. It has no boundaries. It has no causes or conditions, because it is all causes and all conditions. So it doesn't depend upon anything. And we're not standing outside of it, contemplating it right now. We are that. You could say contemplating itself, exploring itself, tasting itself. What effort, what effort is required to bring it forth when it is already springing forth, shining forth right now? And that part of the discriminating mind, you could call it, that's weighing one thing against another and comparing and contrasting. And it's one of its expressions, of course. One of the absolute reality's expressions is to do just that, all that interpreting and comparing and distinguishing one thing from another, and also as part of that, often um, evaluating one thing as better than another and more, fill in the blank, more fulfilling, more complete, more free, and so on. It does that. That's part of the absolute reality's dance, is to engage in that interpretive process. So that interpretive process It doesn't have to be rejected. It's reality's expression. It doesn't have to be negated or overcome or anything. But we can have this sense of missing the all-inclusive nature of it, and then imagining that it is missing and that we have to go find it, right? Because of this habit we have of yeah, of imagining that it looks a certain way when it looks like every way. And feel the great relaxation that that tends to bring forth, right? Because you're already resting, you're already resting in and as this that is everything. It's already here, being you, being each thought, springing forth as each sensation, each emotion, each memory. Everything's being done by this that is everything, isn't it? The moment is being done, we could say, or created in the instant by something, right? The engine of reality, you know, that's seems to be running. Reality is turned on, isn't it? It's here. That's its aliveness. And we're not doing anything as the imagined individual creatures we are. We're not doing something to turn the engine of aliveness on, the engine of consciousness on. That engine is purring away, isn't it? Effortlessly. And we imagine we're doing all the things we imagine we're doing, and we can experience reality that way for sure. Reality can experience itself as an individual doing stuff, but I mean, just look at thinking, for example, and what's what's putting the thoughts there, right? What's generating the thoughts? We wouldn't even know how to generate a thought. We don't even know what a thought is. It's strange because I could say, think a thought about what you're going to do when the Zoom meeting's over. And it seems like you can kind of do that. But if you look a little more carefully, you can see that that's being done by something that you could never grasp hold of or explain. Everything's being done effortlessly, and we can rest in that. It's already being, right? Those things that are talked about so often in spirituality of presence and being and consciousness, right? Can you feel how those things are all here already effortlessly, aren't they? Being is here effortlessly, presence, consciousness, those are really different ways of saying the same thing, different ways of pointing to this, the mystery of this. That is what we could say awake effortlessly, present effortlessly, shining forth as each instant effortlessly. this reality, this life, this existence that is inclusive of everything. It is everything, which again is why we don't have to seek it out as some special state. Oh, now I'm in the state of recognition or the state of oneness or the state of no. A moment of total, what we might describe as total contraction and seeming forgetfulness and identification. And that that is not what it seems to be. It is the absolute reality, the infinity, seeming to have contracted into this moment, but always being itself, always being this that is everything. It's you, exactly as you are in this instant. Your current perception is it. Nothing needs to change. Nothing needs to transform for this to be the absolute perfection and divinity that it is. Which, by the way, doesn't preclude our doing things seemingly to change our realities in whatever way we find ourselves moved to change them and transform them. I mean, that's all fine too. But to feel the freedom of this being everything and never being absent, this great perfection that is everything. And talk about a load off. It's what's looking through our eyes right now, the great perfection. This miracle that is everything. Isn't that incredible? That's what's looking through your eyes. That's what is your eyes. That's what makes the eyes be able to see and perceive the unfathomable intelligence of underlying everything. I mean, it's staggering, isn't it? What's hearing these words and seeming to make sense of these words, the words themselves, the sounds, and whatever reactions you may be having to the sounds being made, all of it, this intelligence, this every subatomic particle, the dance of this extraordinary existence. Doesn't become more the extraordinary existence by arriving at certain states of mind. No, it is the extraordinary existence regardless of the seeming state of mind you are in, or body you are in, or circumstance you are in. It's that inclusive of everything. And we could say, the heart of human suffering is imagining that what we're what we're wanting exists in some other moment, right? That's one way to think about what suffering is. That the grass is greener somewhere else. If I could just have a little bit more of whatever. And meanwhile, we we not we we don't, it's not that we have everything, we are everything. We are the everything. That's what we're made of, is the everything. The great completeness. I could be wrong about this. I'm not any kind of biblical scholar, far from it, but I think there's something in the Bible, like nothing can be added unto this, something like that. Am I making that up? I don't know. Sounds good. That sounds just about right. Nothing can be added unto this, right? Because it's already, it's like the cup is already full. You can't pour any more water into it because it is the fullness that encompasses everything. So if we do something to change our state of mind or our circumstance, all that's going to happen is we're going to have a different experience, which is fine, but we're always going to be the same absolute reality, no matter the experience that we're having. You see, which is the great good news, because what we're searching for ultimately is never absent, but always here as whatever is here. That's it.